Okay, hello, welcome to Two Maggies Up Top, that Premier League podcast fueled by the Magnums. We're back again, another episode. Let's go. If you don't already know, it's your boy. You know the name by now. It's Big Kez, aka Kez Ferdinand. That one's gonna stick still. That's me. You done already. And to my right, we've got my co-host, Lois Saha. What are you saying, G?
No, good man. Good.
Yes.
It's good to be back.
Come on,
See you every
back
week.
again.
Back again. Back
Another
to back.
episode. Come on. Get a bit of form now, you know.
Yeah, mate. You know what I mean?
Come
Sometimes you just gotta put the work in. You know what I
on,
mean?
love to see it. Love to see
Couple
it.
training sessions down, and I'm here.
Oh, I'm here. The word on the streets that man's injured at the minute. Oh, go on.
Wow, listen, there's bare things. In Age is one of them.
I hear that. Talking about age though, Big Kids rolling back the years at the weekend. Little man of the match performance, goal and assist and that. Normal.
They done you dirty on that picture.
Oh yeah, the pictures. yeah, say no more, innit? Say no more. Let's jump in though. Boy, where I'm going to start today actually is want to send some love out to Sergio Viera, Premier League legend. Obviously had a hard time out in Barcelona, man. Literally been out injured for the first 10 weeks with a calf strain, I think it was.
Yeah, I know that problem, boy.
Yeah. The man come back for literally a couple games and he had to come off early the other day. Cardiac arrhythmia, they're saying it is. So regular heartbeat. So he's going to be out for the next 3 months. So hopefully nothing too serious there. And we see Aguero back to his very best on the pitch soon, man. Obviously, Barca struggling without him.
Yeah, I see Ansu Fati dedicated his goal to him in it as well.
Okay, yeah.
Then the celebration and that.
Mm.
But yeah, man, it's obviously sad, but it's also at the same time it's a good thing they're picking it up.
Yeah, for real.
You know what I mean? I don't know how bad it can get, but
Yeah.
I mean, obviously no one keep seeing guys jump on the pitch is not what we want.
Yeah, for real. But yeah, man. So speedy recovery to the main man, Sergio Aguero. There still. Enough, controversy this week though. So what? Nuno out. Let's start there.
Yeah.
Nuno gone. Was he given enough time? Do you agree with them replacing him?
Do you know what I always say, and I say it from before? Yeah, they got this lined up from weeks beforehand. There's no way they flipped Conte in 2 days and take that now. So they had that all lined up. Like he come out and said it was too early for him after the Italian when they tried to go before after the Inter Milan thing. So for me, they had him lined up from early.
100.
The style of football Nuno plays doesn't suit what Tottenham fans want or Tottenham board want.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, even if you look at their league position, that's probably the club they are at the moment, isn't it? In terms of league position.
He didn't really get a window, did he? Really?
Nah, but at the same time, you're probably thinking, okay, fresh manager. What's going to happen if you bring that fresh energy? I don't think they never had that, innit? They never got that.
Yeah.
Even if you got that excitement, even look at Arteta, okay, not got the same, we might not think that he's the right man or whatnot, but even when he came in, if they come, and he had that fresh bit of there's a bit of, you know what I mean, that energy, it brings
that fresh impetus.
And then for him it just never came.
Yeah. I feel sorry for him though a little bit because he's left with a Harry Kane that doesn't really want to be there. He didn't really get a chance, financial backing to sign the man that he wants.
Yeah.
And then you got all the expectation heaped on you, and he was there. I mean, I saw something the other day that summarised it perfectly. It's like man was managing the month in August and sacked in October.
Yeah.
I mean, did he get much of a chance?
No. And as I said before, if you look at their league position, are you much better than that? Like, considering all the stuff that's going on around in the club? I don't know, but I do feel sorry for him. But at the same time, that's football nowadays, and you ain't got time.
100%, yeah.
You ain't got time. To buy you time, you best win games. It's that simple. And if you're not doing that with the style of football that you want to play, it becomes even harder to keep your job. So, boy.
I think he was unfortunate, to be fair. But having said that, they've levelled up with Conte.
To be fair, let's go back to Nuno. He probably deserved it after I'm saying my man wear the hooded top underneath the blazer. Please tell me you saw that.
Yeah.
Man's wearing the hooded jacket underneath the blazer. Get out.
That's criminal. That is criminal.
Yeah, criminal.
His Haven man did that in school. Like the hoodie under the blazer.
But like a jacket though.
And
the blazer.
Yeah, it's criminal.
A big man, just go with the relaxed fit. Just you know what I mean? Just wear the tracksuit or whatever.
It's criminal. But yeah, in Conte they've levelled up, innit? I mean, what are you expecting from Conte at Spurs now?
I know Chelsea legend.
Yeah.
I know he's already burning. He's burning.
I know Pan is burning.
Yeah, he's ready to wipe his hands with them, man. As soon as they leave. But for me, they've got an established manager. Again, I know look at Mourinho, but we're talking about a guy in his prime.
But this is what I was going to
who's
say.
a winner.
Let's be real. Okay, maybe he's in his prime, but in Mourinho they had an established winner.
Yeah.
Won trophies everywhere he went and whatever. And he couldn't get a tune out of these man.
Hold on though, but he had an opportunity to win. He got them somewhere to, to a point where they could have won something, and then they sacked him.
Joke man club.
You never know. We don't know, innit? We don't know, because that's probably where he was stand by. Like he needed time, got to a final, and then you sacked him before the first final player.
Yeah.
So, but for me, it's like you said, like, the Conte is in his prime, serial winner, went to Inter Milan, broke the Juventus curse that was just badding up the whole thing. He could buy everyone. They won, and like them men had 5 strikers.
But I mean, what do you see him doing at Spurs? This group's obviously not that great.
I think he'll bring stability. He'll bring a lot more stability into them. I think they'll play a better style of football, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay.
I think he needs transfer windows. If I'm being honest, he needs spends. Because I look at the personnel at the back here. I know it's early days, but I look at my man with the dead
all of them, man. Dyer, Sanchez,
the new one is having a dead
Romero.
No, Royale.
Royale.
He is terrible. Honestly, I look at him, I'm thinking, I don't know what I signed you for. And there's Romero, like, he's got some aggression about it. I quite like that about players. But Eric Dyer, he's played centre midfield. He's now playing centre back and he's got no touch.
I don't understand.
He played for the back, but he's playing midfield and he's got no touch.
It doesn't make no
like,
sense.
He's only in there because he's English. If he wasn't English, he'd have been dropped.
Yeah, and the fact they haven't really got anyone better. Like, their whole back line is Dyer. Let's be real.
Yeah,
so
diabolic.
Diarrhea. I was seeing reports that they're going to back him for 150 million.
But
I'm looking at thinking, in this market now, 150 million. That's not getting you enough to salvage your squad, in my opinion. That's getting you maybe 2 or 3 players.
But if you think about the 2 or 3 players though, that can buy you a core. And if you keep Kane, for example, then you buy a midfield general, you buy a centre-back general, you've got Lawrence Arroyo, who already knows he's levels. You've got Kane, who we know can be levels.
So let me ask you, while we're on Kane.
Yeah.
With them bringing in an established manager now, a manager with reputation, won trophies, can you see Kane staying at Spurs now?
I think he needs to fix up, because for me now, it's not Nuno levels, this is a different level. This is a guy who wins trophies. But Nuno's not really won trophies because of where he's been, let's say, his career, etc. So for me, you've got to step up, and like, I think
Conte's not going to have man slacking there though. He's going to have man.
And that's my point.
It's a military thing.
That's my point. And I think Pep come out and said, like, he's one of the best managers out there.
Yeah.
Like, he's a winner.
Yeah.
And I think people understand that. So if you can't get in a Conte team, there's a reason for that. So then does that set you off in terms of where you can go next year or the year after? Because people will be like, actually, I don't like his attitude. Something doesn't go his way now. He can't do. He's not doing his thing.
And I think Conte's going to have the balls to drop him if he's not on job.
100.
There's enough man going there. They're not really looking to trouble Kane too tough. I think Kane now is going to have to be in. So you might get the best out. If he does get the best out of Kane, even man like Dele Alli and that, like, because there's obviously quality there. It's can you get the best out of him? I think they've got the best man to do that. But I don't know. I personally think Spurs might be a bridge too far. Yeah. But I could be wrong in it. You know what I mean?
But then I look at it. If anyone's going to help Spurs at the moment out there, who's it going to be? And you think you're putting Conte in your side, you're already thinking.
I just don't understand.
Think about it. Put it in a personal perspective. If Conte comes to Arsenal, you're probably expecting top 4.
Possibly, yeah.
And that's what affects. So a manager can bring those expectations from someone without even changing 100%. What you've got.
But what's alarming to me is the fact that they didn't go for Conte in the summer.
Did they not though? Or did they try and he turned around and said it's too early? Because that's what he came out and said.
Yeah, I hear that. I think that's bullshit. I think that they didn't try hard enough. He wasn't convinced by them in the summer, and now they're desperate. They've had to come in with the right talk to get him. Yeah. That's what it says to me. They've now gone into Conte like, listen, we need you now. Boom. Whereas in the summer they were trying to come on some, and he saw the deal as meaty. Yeah. Because really and truly, Conte is a man where if you look at his record, he doesn't like to join in the middle of the season. He likes to be there from the early pre-season to get it going, whatever. So the fact that he turned it down and he's now here, they've come with the numbers to him now.
That thing there though, I don't want to join the middle of the season. Big man, if someone's throwing numbers at you and you want to work, just
that's it. Go. But in terms of his reputation, he likes to come in and have a pre-season, sign his man.
Pep likes to sign 1-year contracts.
I hear that.
It changes. Do you know what I'm saying? So when you can't really sit on that all the time.
Yeah, I know.
So I hear that. Cool, man. I like to work late. I like to get up. I like to get up after 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Work's calling me at 7. I'm in.
Yeah, I hear that. Money talks. Innit?
Yeah, money talks, man.
Talking to managers though, see Emery linked to the Newcastle job.
Yeah.
And I see him come out with a statement.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Yeah. So first of
you
all, what do you think Emery was doing at Newcastle if he goes there? Is that a good fit for him?
I think it's a good fit for Newcastle. You know, like,
For Newcastle,
I know Emery might not brought the best out of us, but we know Emery can win trophies. He's a winner as well. He can win trophies. He does well with mediocre, you know what I mean, players club wise. And I think that would be a good stepping stone for them rather than trying to go for the elite end at the moment. I think he's also has a right to have reservations about the club because he doesn't know the direction where they're going.
100.
And he's probably seen already in his time in England, them man are dead.
I'll be real with you, yeah? See, for me in this Newcastle thing, looking at, and this is all rumours, who they're being rumoured to, who they're linked to, or whatever, yeah? I look at it and I think to myself, I don't know if they've got the right structure there because you're looking at man like Emery and that. Now, for me, I said last time, they've got to do it in phases, yeah? Emery's a man where, okay, cool, he's an established manager, yeah? But you're bringing him in now, I think it's too early to bring him in. I think it's too early. You're bringing him in to manage these man. What's he going to do with them, that team? Joe Lipton and all them man there. I don't know. I don't really know what he's coming in to do.
What do
I think they've got to get a manager in. I mean, obviously, they've got to aim high in it. They've got to aim high. But for me, I mean, I saw that they were linked to Aaron Ramsdale and them man there, yeah? And I don't know, man. I just don't know if they're the right moves to be making for Newcastle now.
It's an interesting one, because you can be speculated to, you want to be speculated to, and people will go for the wrong reasons, yeah. But you know, if you're at certain points in your career, you're going to play at the top end. Same with managing. For me, I think unless you've got a project, but at the same time, you should already know managers don't last long if you're not performing. But I hear what you're saying regarding they need that stepping stone from Steve Bruce before they jump and go to someone who can win Europa League.
Even away from the stepping stone, right now they're in a dogfight, yeah. You're in a relegation battle. That's the reality. Forget the money.
Yeah.
You're in a relegation battle.
Yeah.
You bring in some big ego luxury player, thinking that that's going to save you, and then man's not really turning up too tough, whatever. Before you know it, you're in the championship.
Does that mean also that's the same for managers? When managers, you know,
well, this is the
used
thing.
to being up the top.
This is the thing.
Problem.
This is the thing. So
there's
for me,
there's only one man for the job.
Who?
Sam Allardyce. Big Sam. Big Sam.
Big man thing. I'm not even gassing
18 months thing. Big Sam.
Not even an 18-month thing, though. Get Big Sam in on a 6-month thing.
No,
bump up the numbers.
Yeah.
Bump up the numbers. Give him the window to get whoever he needs to get. His usual man them that he had for Sunderland, all them teams there.
Yeah.
Let him bring their man in. 6 months. Stay in the Prem. From there, you can go. Obviously, they probably have to be a longer contract, yeah. But you need Sam Allardyce on a 6-month thing because that is the guy that's keeping you in the Prem blood. That's it. You try to get these big managers now, Champions League managers and that, yeah. They don't know what to do when they go and get stuff and your players are average.
And also, this ain't Serie A, this ain't La Liga. This is it's a grind.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm seeing Burnley play football now. So more time, these times you press the grind and that, they can grind with you. They'll bring you down to their level.
That's what I'm saying. You need a man that knows it.
Yeah.
So
interesting that they're number one target. Emery's the number one target.
Yeah.
Does that show the lack of maturity for the owners within football?
I think it shows the ambition of the club. I think it shows where they want to be, but I just think that it's possible if you start trying to run before you walk. It's possible that the wheels can fall off in it. But only time will tell you guys.
Lick your face.
Let's move though. Let's jump into the games. The place I want to start is SACKico. Now, it actually turned out this was SACKico because obviously Nuno got sacked. But from my perspective, the way I see it is Spurs, they lost the battle, but they won the war. And the reason why I say that is because if you were to tell me that the losing team gets Conte, big man, you won the war. You lost the battle on the pitch, but in getting Conte and replacing Nuno, you might have won the war. Because Conte goes to United now, with the finances they have and the players they got there. You're looking at United next year as possible title challengers. Under Ole now, they don't know where they're going. This is another top manager that's gone, signed off for the next 18 months. Where do United go next? I don't know. So for me, if I'm a Spurs fan, boy, you took an L in the game, but this is the first W you man have had in a while.
Not gonna lie, I spoke to a few Spurs fans, including my mother. Like, they're actually gassed. They're more gassed about than they were when they had Mourinho. So, boy, yeah, there's not much else to say to it in terms of they were disappointed in that game. They were awful.
Yeah, I mean, I think this was, they didn't register a shot on target.
Awful.
I mean, when if you try and raise the case for Nuno, it's a bit of a struggle, to be honest with you. And then obviously you look at the game and the sub he made, which got
the Lucas Moura thing.
Yeah. Why are you taking off Lucas Moura?
He's your most consistent performer.
I'm sorry.
And your hardest worker.
Find a way to have all their man on the pitch. How can you be doing them light for light? So that's them kind of subs that Wenger used to make towards the end of his reign. Used to piss me off. You know, you're chasing the game and you're subbing Giroud for Welbeck. Why? Why are you doing that, man?
Leave both of them on.
Leave them on, bro. Yeah. Like, do you know what I mean?
Leave a centre back. And once again, we have 8% possession. We're still doing that.
Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was a Welbeck for flipping Giroud substitution he made. And I didn't even get that when he did that, to be fair.
Yeah.
But on the United front, I mean, Ronaldo is better than Oli. The finish from Ronaldo, phenomenal. That goal there.
He's just the coldest.
Nah, do you know what?
He's the coldest.
I've got to give it to him, man. Obviously, I was getting onto that man with the hype and that around him, but
he's the coldest.
Phenomenal. That finish there was very
He's
technical.
the goal, bro. He's the goal.
Cavani as well.
I liked how he changed it. But at the same time, he changed it because he was desperate and he knew it was let's get the two best guys up front.
Oli turns into prime Pep when he's under pressure. Yeah, they should just keep him under pressure the whole time and see what he does. Because as soon as he feels like, he's settled and whatever, he starts doing some nonsense. Like, do you know what I mean? Obviously, they were saying this is the oldest lineup he's played, which he went for experience and it worked out. Cavani, lovely finish. Do you know what? Judging Spurs from that game, I know Nuno's tactics were terrible and he's gone. Emery's got a lot to do. He's got a lot to do to turn it around because you're not even looking at tactics, you're looking at the mentality of the players.
Not Emery.
Sorry, Conte.
Yeah.
Not only looking at tactics, you're looking at the mentality of the players.
Yeah.
And for me, we was having this argument the other day about how much falls on the manager, how much falls on the players. I get that it's tactics and the manager and whatever, but when you see players that are willing to down tools and that, you can't really shake it off because you look at United, they down tools under Mourinho, started playing when Oli first come in. It's just in their DNA. You know what I mean?
I get that, but at the same time, I'm thinking, if Kane's performing like on the pitch, there's no way this guy's performing in training.
Well,
there's no way this guy's elite in training, and do you know what I'm saying? So you're still putting him in place, but you already know that mentally he's not in the right headspace.
But who plays at Spurs over Kane if Kane's not? If you want to drop Kane and prove a point,
listen, get Vinicius in.
He's gone. He was only on loan. He's at PSV. Yeah, Vinicius plays.
Shit!
He was on loan from Benfica.
Get Son up top, fam.
Yeah.
Get something.
Yeah.
Get something. Like honestly, because I look at Dele Alli, still forcing Dele Alli thing. Like I know Dele Alli's got quality. I like Dele. I actually like Dele Alli, especially after watching the Tottenham thing on Amazon.
Yeah.
But he's just not doing it. Stop forcing it.
Nah, he's not done it for a while.
And he's not done it for a while. Yeah. Stop forcing it, man. Stop bringing him on. Like he's another one mentally not there.
Did he come on in that game? I don't think
I think he did, man. He did come on. I did not come on for Lucas Moura.
No, it was Bergwijn that come on for Lucas Moura.
Bergwijn.
Yeah.
Oh man, and I'm still seeing that Brian Gill. Where's my man? Because the only spark I saw when he saw against Arsenal, I can't see him since.
Brian Hill, he looks like he needs a guitar to just sit in his room and just like, you know what I'm saying, sing some songs and that because he looks techie. He looks techie, but he doesn't look like he's the guy that you're going to turn to right now to pull you man out of the mud.
But Man United need the game like that, you know. It's perfect for Man United. Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, it was the perfect game for Solskjaer. Perfect game. Do you know what? With Man United, it's a funny one, isn't it? Because that three at the back worked for them, but obviously Varane got injured last night, so and then when he went off, it was a mad thing in terms of how they looked afterwards. Bailly had a great game yesterday in the Champions League, so that'd be interesting to see if he can slot in if Varane's out.
I see an Instagram meme here. It was like Maguire Bailly combination here is the same as Kobe Bryant and some guy called Kwame Brown. Yeah. And Kobe Bryant had 62 points and Kwame Brown had 1. Of a total of 63. And they were saying the same as Bailly and Maguire.
Maguire is...
I'm not saying he's budget. I don't think he's budget. I think he's a decent centre back. I don't think he's great, but he's decent. You're obviously not being coached in the right way. Like, I don't know, man, because there's no way you can go from bossing it at Leicester to coming to United and I'm seeing 1 in 3 games that you've been good.
I just think Maguire in a different era would have been the top centre back.
Slap it.
Get your head on everything, get it clear.
He's that Terry Butcher, innit?
You'd even be looking at him as one of the best because he can run the ball out. So them times you'd had that little bit of class on the ball. Now there's so much more being asked for centre backs here. you've got to be more than just a flipping.
Back to Dyer with no toucher.
Yeah, I mean,
Playing centre back instead.
I mean, Jerry Maguire as well. One thing he does all the time is he always drops super deep because he wants to be the last man to clear things or whatever. But you're playing bare man on side. Yeah, I don't know. I think Maguire, he's getting exposed at United, but he's not bad. He's a good defender.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, it comes down to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, innit?
Getting the best out of your defensive.
Yeah, but big him up this week. You got a 3-0 win. We can't really call the man too tough. You saved your job. You know what I mean? Man used the flipping, the Conte tactics to avoid Conte taking his thing. So I respect it still. Yeah, big up you, man. Let's move though.
Bit of a Conte thing to do.
The next game I want to look at, I want to big up my guy Patrick Viera, boy. Palace, City 0, Palace 2.
I hope, are they lining up for the Arsenal job or something? Because, boy, the way he's got... Do you know what it is though, yeah? He's got the identity. He knows how he wants to play football. He's got the players there in midfield doing the job. Like, it's mad. He's even got them not conceding goals.
Bro, this win here is number one, well deserved because he's been unlucky in a number of games.
Yeah. Us.
But yeah, us, Brighton.
Tottenham.
No, they beat Tottenham 3-0. But again, look at the performances from Palace. When he come in, they had 15 man in their squad. So literally, bare man leaving on free transfers and whatever. Bro, we said this last week. The turnaround from where he took over until now is phenomenal. You look at Palace, the way they're playing with an identity already. 9-10 games into the season.
Got some ballers in there, though, man.
They have got ballers in there.
But I like how the fact he's balanced out with the guys like...
But this is what I'm saying, because Man United have got ballers in there, and Ole after 2 years still can't get them playing in a cohesive system.
It's the balance though, isn't it? It's the balance in terms of when I look at the Ole thing, you still got these guys that are Fred supposed to turn up against Brazil being techie and Scott McTominay, I still don't even know what he's good at. I think he's just decent. I don't think But look at, you look at Milivojevic and MacArthur, who sits behind the guys that have got like a free row.
Yeah.
They know their job. You're not techie, so you behave yourself. You know what I'm saying? You sit there and relax. You distribute sideways, and that's calm. I'm saying,
you need them characters.
Yeah, you do, man. There's a balance there.
However, I still think the manager, Viera, I'm talking about here, deserves a lot of credit because we're talking the timescale we're talking about is a matter of months, and the transformation is phenomenal.
They went from dog shit football, survival football, under Roy Hodgson. And listen, Roy Hodgson done a good job with what he had. But they've now gone from attractive football where they can beat big teams, or put big teams under pressure.
Exactly. They were pressing Man City and playing out from the back at the Etihad. Crazy. I mean, I want to big up Zaha, getting on the score sheet. Man's doing up numbers. Conor Gallagher, revelation. Phenomenal.
Yeah, Chelsea must be looking at him to stay next year.
Yeah, he's got to be.
I look at him better than Barkley, better than Loftus-Cheek.
Yeah.
Like, I'm talking about he could potentially go on to be Mount levels. Like, that's for me personally. I think he can go on to be Mount levels. Yeah,
I think sky's the limit for him, really, real talk. Another phenomenal performance. Let's touch on the Laporte red card.
Yeah. Because
obviously we're going to touch on it in the Arsenal game, but Laporte was sent off, rightly so in my opinion. Last man.
Yeah, I'm going to sit on the fence a bit as well, or play devil's advocate.
Yeah.
I think there's a long distance for him to still travel with the ball.
There is, yes.
Caicedo was about 10 metres or so behind. I think, there's potential there that he could catch him.
But it's a bit harsh.
Nah, I don't think it's harsh, not gonna lie. But I'm thinking that just in terms of I look on the other, put the other shoe on.
Yeah.
Or the other hat on, like, I'm thinking at the same time, he's quite hurt at the pitch when it happened. Like, there's no guarantee, but at the same time, the rules are the rules, and I don't mind it. If you're going, he's the last man, it's a red card, then it's a red card. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But I guess what you want is the consistency.
Of course.
Which we'll touch on the next game. So let's move. Boy, big win for the boys. Leicester 0, Arsenal 2.
Yeah, big.
Great performance, to be fair. Do you know what? Bear in mind, Leicester started to turn up last couple of weeks. I was very, very happy with this win from Arsenal. Continues the little streak we're on unbeaten.
But it also proves the fact that we're not just beating the teams that are below us.
We're
now taking scalps a bit ahead of us who are going to be in our positions that we want.
Yeah,
so that's important.
Yeah, massive. I think couple men to shout out actually. Backline is decent, clean sheet, got to big him up. Gabriel getting on the score sheet as well.
Yeah, that 4 boy should be.
Yeah. But Aaron Ramsdale is the guy I want to start with, boy. phenomenal performance. This guy, he just continues to impress me every week.
I had critics at the beginning. I was one of them. We were one of them. We were like, why are we getting Ramsdale?
Yeah.
I didn't know what it was about.
Yeah.
But he can play these. Listen, he made mistakes, don't get me wrong. Especially when he's playing from the back. But
Couple.
some of the deliveries he
saves,
has.
bro, the save from the Madison free kick.
Yeah, no, listen, like, he's shown that he can be an elite performer, innit? And for me, Pickford, be aware, because this guy's coming right behind you. In fact, do you know what? I'll put it out there. Ramsdale's performing higher than what Pickford's performing.
Well, if you deep it, let's be real, Pickford is in there for his distribution. Is England number 1.
Yeah.
Ramsdale showed me his distribution is just as good.
Yeah. Plus,
Much younger
he's
age.
a lot more calmer. I feel like Pickford just shouts at everyone.
Yeah.
There's no, you know, there was the, what are you shouting for, big man?
Yeah.
Relax, man. He took a shot from 30 yards out.
Yeah.
What can I do?
Yeah, it unsettles the defence, innit? Yeah, 100%. Nah,
I never see him giving praise to the defence. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's always about him.
Always.
In my opinion. But with the Arsenal performance, to me, like, we're looking a bit stronger at the back, and I don't want to talk too soon because, you know, it's still early days.
I want to talk too soon,
we seem to be getting a nice little partnership going in the back. I'm not gonna lie, I love Tierney, but I'm liking to look at Tavares who can just slot in. That's backup that we needed from years.
Bro, Tavares was phenomenal. Like, for me, athletic, gets up and down the pitch well, he's strong.
Yeah.
Now, if you look at this lineup last season, Tierney out, you got Cedric playing left back, you're thinking, bro, this is going to be a long day.
Yeah.
Now, when I see Tierney out, Tavares there, I'm like, you know what?
He offers something a bit different.
Yeah.
But for me, obviously, Saka gets his 100 cap. Madness, thinking about where he was 18 months ago.
Yeah.
2 years ago, who was Saka really?
Yeah.
Like, mad. Big up him. Smith Rowe, though. My guy, bro. My guy at the moment. My guy. That guy is just pure energy, you know. Pure
Smith
energy.
Rowe, and now
he's adding goals.
And that is what you get judged on.
Yeah, of course.
That's what you get judged
I'm telling you now, if there's no way next England squad, if he doesn't get picked, it's a shame.
Yeah.
Because in terms of form, he's one of the best performers as an English player right now.
Yeah.
And do you know what? We've gone the whole Lacazette playing that kind of 10 role in behind a striker, but it works. I think it works because it allows Smith Rowe to be a bit more free because we know Lacazette can hold up the play a lot better.
I also think
allow Aubameyang to get in behind.
For real, and I also think it's important for Lacazette to be in the team because he obviously has an impact on the younger players. He has an impact.
Of course.
And when I watch Lacazette play, I get the same vibes I used to get from Wilshere, where you got a man on the pitch that's just passionate. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, sometimes you watch these man be shook and bottle jobs and whatever.
Yeah.
When I see Lacazette on the pitch, I see you know what I mean?
He's that time Donny, yeah? Like when you used to spot me for my PB, and you're like,
come on, Lowe's! That's
that guy, he's there for you. He's more gas than you. That's what I like, man.
Yeah.
I sign him up,
Yeah, so now, big win. Arteta, to be fair, is doing his thing at the minute. He's held a lot of heat, and I want to make sure I'm fair with him because in recent times I've seen some decent performances. I don't want to get carried away with Arsenal with it because you never know. You're never too far from disaster. Yeah. But from what I've seen, now he's got his players in and the characters are. There's definitely a team spirit.
Yeah, we're a few players away still. We know that.
100.
But look, like we flip it on its head and we look at Leicester's team. We shut down Tielemans, and I think he's the man on form at the moment. He's the player in form. He's alongside, let's say Salah, but he's up there with regards to form-wise. He's the man. We shut down the two strikers that I've always been fear of in terms of a partnership with Vardy and Iheanacho.
Yeah.
And listen, they're gonna get shots, man. They got quality. You know, in fact, they finished higher than us for the last 4 or 5 seasons. So they technically they're the favourites.
Yeah.
So to stop that is a massive importance for us, and it shows that we've got some stability in our defence as well.
100. So now, big up the boys, man. It was a good weekend for us. Let's be real. Fantastic weekend. Long may it continue, man. Listen, we don't want to get too carried away with the boys, but I want to make sure I get some praising for Arteta because, listen, I was very happy with the performance. Wasn't expecting the win. We got it. We move. You know what I'm saying? Next game. Liverpool 2, Brighton 2. Now, this was an interesting one because when you see Liverpool take the lead at home to Brighton, you're thinking 3 points guaranteed. That's what you're thinking.
I don't know, you know. I actually.
Nah. In normal times,
I would have bet on this game normally, yeah. And I didn't bet on it because I thought Brighton could get something out of it. So even when they went 2-0 up, yeah, part of me was like, this ain't over, you know.
Really? Is that what you thought? Because
Do you know what it is? Because I think it allows Brighton to be more open.
Because yeah, I hear you, but for me, I was the same. I didn't touch it because initially I'm thinking, you know what, Brighton, they could whatever.
You know who was back though in this game as well, so he must have like not enough evidence as such. But Basuma was playing.
Basuma played.
Basuma played, and so that allows you a bit more freedom.
So is Basuma free? They freed him up.
Because, you know what? I'm gonna compare it to a situation. Mendy.
Yeah.
My man can't get out.
He can't get out.
So more time, there's enough evidence there. My man got out and is playing for Brighton. For me, there's not enough evidence there, and that's how I'm gonna see it right now.
Right now, innocent till proven guilty. You know what I mean? Unless you're on some bait Mendy thing, then it's guilty. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you stick to that orange.
Yeah, mind you.
Orange is the new.
Mind you, I can remember Adam Johnson playing at Anfield. That was his last game, and he was. But we'll see. You know what I mean?
Remember the number plate? Number plate was like RU 15. Yeah, do you remember that?
Oh,
to the Johnson thing. Do you remember? Man.
Oh, no.
Adam Johnson's finisher. That
guy's finished.
Yeah.
But now, see, for me, obviously, I didn't touch the Liverpool game for that reason. I thought, you know what, tough. But when I saw Liverpool 2 up and that, I'm like, nah, that's at Anfield. And Wepu, whatever the guy's name is, boy, the one that scored the first.
Yeah. The problem with me, it's like if I don't see Salah score, I'm not confident. I know it sounds stupid, but I don't think
Salah scores, they win.
They win, innit? So I'm not confident.
And Mane had the goal disallowed for the handball.
Yeah. But big up Brighton. Do you know what? Big up Potter, because that guy came in and again, a bit like a Viera job. Style of football is very different. The relegation football, where you stay, survival football, you just want to stay up, whatever that looks like. Now he's got guys that are balling. When they're going to Anfield, they're going to get points. They're not going to just to fucking not lose.
I think it's very important to big up Graham Potter as well, because for me, if he's foreign, he's getting all the plaudits. He's literally, you know what I mean, you're singing about him every week. Yeah. He's English.
If it's Julien Potier,
you know what I'm saying?
He's cold.
He's English. He's doing his thing. His team's playing a phenomenal brand of football. They're getting big results as well. I think it's important to big him up.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. And Brighton are looking like they're a side now where back in the day you play Brighton, it's like, yeah, we've got Brighton. Now it's like,
I think they will like, you know, when Southampton had their hype last season.
Yeah.
I think it's the same with this. They'll have a good run. And they might finish 12th, 13th, but I don't think they're going to be up there for long.
Yeah, the only difference I see with Southampton is that Brighton, they play a good brand of football.
They're a good brand of football doesn't get you all the places you want to get.
Especially when you haven't got a striker that's going to be clinical. And I hear that. I do hear that. But I'm impressed by Brighton.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely impressed by them. Let's move though. So next game we'll look at is Newcastle 0, Chelsea 3. Now this is a game in a few years to come that's going to be obviously a bit tighter than that. But for now, I'm saying about Newcastle. They're a dead side at the minute. Relegation team.
Do you know what though, man? Like, for me, like, was it that bad though until Reece scored the banger?
It wasn't.
And then from that point, they had to change the game.
But it's one of them. It's one of them ones there where when I say what I said, what I mean is they did keep it tight in that. But if you look how deep they were, bro, like
but you got a hella championship man in the team, fam.
That's what I'm saying. So I get it, respect them for it. But bro, they were so deep, yeah. They didn't even leave, like, they had 2 men up top here and 3 at the back and whatever, yeah. They were so deep, they didn't even have a man at the top that you can knock it long to. If you got 2 up top here and you're that deep, have 1 a bit deeper, 1 up top. So if the ball goes long, you've at least got someone there to run down. Literally, the ball goes long, the defender's got time to take it down, look around, like, you know what I mean? They were so deep. And obviously, it's one of them ones where once the first goal comes, the wheels fall off.
It's how many in it?
Yeah, exactly. Because you're not going to score in it.
Yeah, that's the problem, man. I think they got enough. Newcastle obviously a big club in their mind. They look at the past and such, and they are a nice stadium, etc., etc. They can obviously still attract some good players.
You've got to deal with the reality though. So the
reality is you've got better championship man still.
This is the thing. So if you look at the fan base and stuff, you know that when you do get to the top, you're gonna have a loyal band of supporters. You've got a big stadium. But right now, you man are in a relegation battle, and let's be real, there's many better teams around you. Like, I look at teams like Brentford and think they've got more quality than Newcastle, in my opinion.
No, I agree.
So for me, and I don't blame Emery for not being gaslit, because you come in now, you've got all the money in the world. Number one, how are you tempting them players to come now? Because I'm looking at it, thinking, well, you know what, Newcastle, yeah, you're going to be there in a couple of years, especially going out to the Championship. I could sign for Newcastle in 3 years' time when I'm washed, because you man are going to be go down, come back up, and you still got the money. So I'm not rushing to Newcastle now.
Yeah, but
Do
it
you know what I
also
mean?
is an opportunity for people like when I look at someone like Loftus-Cheek, for example, and go, you go on loan there for 6 months, you prove yourself.
Loan, okay.
Big man, next thing is
I hear you.
everything.
And
So-
that's a good move. But if I'm looking at
To be fair, they need to sort out the defence fast, because defence is the problem for me, man. I look at them, man, I'm thinking,
I mean, for me, you say defence. I get it. But for me, I'm looking at the attack, because with the defence thing, you can slap 3 at the back, have the wing backs tuck in, and 2 defensive
I don't
mids.
know if you can blame the attack though, because they scored goals in the last few games.
Bro, for me,
They've not scored enough.
Is Sam Maximan.
You got to stop the back though. You got to stop the rot at the back.
I hear that.
You got to stop it, bro. Like,
But I just don't think.
how are you gonna perform at work, yeah, if your home life shit? Like, that's the back end of your.
I'm with you.
Like,
but
you leaving to work here to go perform, but you eating beige food, you eating chicken dippers and fish fingers and waffles
that's
every
facts,
day.
that's
You gotta
facts.
go train the next day.
beans and waffles, that diet, is trash. But let's be real though. There's so many variables there, because for me, if you're going to be focusing on the defensive structure, it depends on the manager and the guy that comes in, right?
Of course.
So for me, they don't know who they're getting. They're trying to get Emery, it's flopped. You're going to try to get this man, it's going to flop.
Yeah.
For me, if you focus too much on bringing someone in to focus on the defensive, by the time he's sorted that defence, you're in the championship.
He was
Do you know what I'm saying?
He was getting Nuno in.
Now, you better just get some man in to be up there, Sam Maximan, yeah?
Leave Graham
Because
Jones
right
on.
now, yeah, have them 3 at the back and whatever. Get some man that can score goals, bro. Because you man are not going to get it tight enough now, between now and the end of the season,
It's tough.
to keep you on,
I hear that.
conceding less goals. You man just better score some more
And
and
they're
hope for the
conceding 3
best.
goals a game from at the moment. Like, come on, man. Like, you have to
yeah.
stop the rot.
Yeah,
Like, there's no faith in me as a striker. If
I
I'm scoring
agree.
my team, if I'm doing my team, busting an overhead kick and that,
Yeah.
and I go back here, I'm losing 3-1 because you man not defending. Oh, come on,
Yeah.
man. I'll be disheartened.
But then the flip side is, obviously, you scored the overhead kick of that, and you've created a chance out of nothing. But that's one of the few chances in the game. You've had to do the mad thing just to get 1 goal.
You need your defence to back you in it.
I hear that.
That's what I'm saying.
But for me, I agree.
Come back your boy, don't leave him.
Yeah. I agree, though. But for me, you remember it's better score some
They're in a
goals.
problem.
man.
They got a problem.
Yeah.
They're in a problem right now.
Let's move, though. Let's move. Next game I want to look at is the Claret and Blue derby, Villa, West Ham.
Yeah.
West Ham on a roll at the minute.
Yeah.
Villa.
Moved to at the minute.
Yeah, Villa, boy. I think the Grealish thing has left a hole. And obviously they signed a couple man, but I think it's going to take time for them to, you know what I mean, hit levels.
Yeah.
It's a good game though.
They need a game where they need Norwich.
They need Norwich.
Like,
ASAP.
or I'm saying, or
ASAP.
Burnley or Leeds, where they can,
Yeah,
you know what I mean, they might have performance.
Yeah. West Ham, now, you look at West Ham coming to your ground now, it's a different West Ham you see now. You know what I
It's a
mean?
problem.
Boy, so if Villa 1, West Ham 4. Couple man I want to shout out. Again, Declan Rice. Obviously scored today in this game as well.
Sorry, just stop you on Declan Rice. What would be your advice to a Declan Rice, considering everything regarding transfers and links to here and whatnot, thinking him moving out? What would be your advice as a
Do you know
guy?
what my advice would be to someone like Declan Rice? Don't make a move based on teams that were big in your childhood. And what I mean by that is, obviously growing up, United and the Force and rare and whatever, yeah. But you see right now, moving from West Ham to Man United,
As an example.
for example, is a terrible move right now. You're going to earn more money, yeah, but you're going into a toxic environment where the expectation is high, the quality is not entirely there, the gaffer's not right, whatever. Whereas you look at where you are now, you're at West Ham, your club captain essentially, your team's confident, you've got a good group of players, a good manager doing his thing. Be at West Ham.
Yeah, for me, it's like, not that you asked, but I'm going to say it anyway. For me, it's like, if your team's still improving, then go with the journey. If your team got to a point where like they're not developing anymore, they can't go, they've hit their limit, then I get the move. But
Yes.
if your team, if Man United's here, for example, and they are here, like they're all,
Yeah.
but you know, I'm talking about, let's say United's at out of 10 scale, 8,
Yeah.
and West Ham have gone from 4, 5, 6, 7. Then why are we not still building with that team? For me, so for me, yeah, man, get your game time. You're playing week in, week out. Like you've got obviously the responsibility of leadership as a captain. You're still balling out. Your team's balling out. They've gone from Europa League now to potentially Champions League. For me, just stick with the growth rather than stick with
Yeah, and grow with them. You're
Grow with
22.
them.
I mean, you're 22.
No rush.
You're 22. Even if Declan Rice signed a new 3-year deal with West Ham on big money, but you're 25. You can go to wherever you want to go at 25, having been at West Ham for a good 3 years now. Do you know what I mean? So for me, I don't see any rush for him to move. But
no rush.
Who knows what advice he's under. Boy, I look at it though, a few talking points on this game.
Who was the shout out? Sorry, I popped you in the shout outs. Jumped in.
A shout out, okay, yeah.
Rice.
So yeah, Declan Rice was up there.
Yeah.
I think Jared Bowen had a good game.
Yeah, it's a workhorse, man.
Yeah, workhorse. I like Fornals in there as well. I think he had a good game. I think since Kurt Zuma's gone into the defence, I think he's made a massive impact because everything just looks more steady. You can see the confidence that the man them have in the defence now because you've got a name in there. Whereas before you're playing Ogbonna next to Zuma now looks decent.
Yeah.
Ogbonna next to Diop and them man there.
Yeah.
They're good, strong defenders, but you're not that confident. You know what I mean? So I think Zuma's been a great signing for them. Yeah, on the Villa perspective, Leon Bailey got his first start. He didn't really do much for me. Big up Ollie Watkins on his goal. Good finish.
Lucky, bro.
Yeah, I like to give him credit, but he probably was. Away from that, the red card. So Ezri Konsa got a red card. I want to get your view on this because they were actually looking at initially, the VAR was looking at a red card for Courtney House in the build-up with the elbow.
Did we speak about the red card in the Arsenal game? Sorry.
The red card, yeah.
We speak about the potential red card.
Yeah.
For this one, for me, it's a sticky one because I think rules are rules, innit? And if you can like back yourself up in terms of why you've done something, I think the red card is a red card at the end of the day, and that's that. I think when you're there going, I don't know if he's done it, but I've given a red card, and it's VAR said it.
Yeah.
I think I don't know, but for me, video referees or VAR has got to do more to support the referee. For me, it's like if you're the referee in the moment, and I'm seeing it, and I'm seeing it again, and I'm seeing it again, and by that time you're still overthinking it. I'm seeing it, I'm going, Kez, he's elbowed him. Yeah. For my opinion, it's a red. Then you'll feel more comfortable going, yeah, I think it's a red card too.
Yeah, I just think they put too much pressure sometimes on the referee. Because I think sometimes the referee's actually seen it. Because you're being told to look at the screen and slow it down and whatever, you're already basically putting that doubt in his mind that basically what you said, big man, is wrong. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now for me, if we look at two incidents, I look at the Courtney House one. I think the Courtney House incident was more of a red card than the Konsa one, in my opinion. Yeah. The Courtney House thing, the more you look at it, he's got elbow in the face. Yeah. Dangerous playing it. The Konsa thing, in my opinion, I don't even know if it's a foul.
It's soft.
It's soft. I get it. If it is a foul, then it's a red card, isn't it? Yeah. But my question is it a foul? When you know what I mean?
But at the same time, for me, you've given it. I'd rather see referees get backed on that.
Yeah. You know,
rather than the fact that actually we don't know if it's
100%. I just worry that the game now has got to the point where you see a man come, you throw yourself to the ground because rare, rather than Bowen trying to get through and goal and being stopped.
Go score, yeah.
Nowadays, because of the way the game's going, you see a man coming. You're not even trying to get to goal. You're just going to go down because you know the guy.
But you're also hoping the fact that VAR is going to protect that goal. But as I said, there needs to be more emphasis on what emphasis on VAR. Those guys who are the VAR giving more information to the referee. And as I said, that rugby is a great example for it because they have a conversation about it. Yeah. So they go. I'll tell you, and then mic'd up. Yeah, you can hear the conversation. Which is another thing, and then mic'd up, obviously they can hear the conversation and stuff like that. So they're going, you tell me what you can see, and I'm going, but have a look at this angle because if you look at it, he's on this, and I think that's where it needs to become rather than we keep looking at the screen, and then because we're under pressure with time, then we're running back to make that decision, and actually is that decision right?
Bro, I think that transparency was key because when these men are talking this whole time, I want to know what the hell you men talking about. I know what I've seen. I want to know what you men are discussing. You know what I mean? But I think that in not being transparent, you can just make any decision you want because there's less pressure on the decision when you don't know what even they're looking at. Whereas if we know what they were talking about and you're thinking, hold on, you're not even looking at the right thing. There's more pressure on them. So I think moving forward, there definitely has to be more transparency.
Is that because of the reputation of fans and how that impacts from fans? Whereas you look at fans from rugby that everyone's respectful towards the referee and that's that.
Football referees are definitely under more pressure than rugby referees. Yeah. So there's more pressure on the decision. But if you look at the rugby formula, like you said, I think you see less controversy around decisions. You get some, but it's a lot less than what you get in football. And that's because everything's transparent in rugby. So for me, I look at it and I think to myself, did you get the right decision? Do you know what? For me, it's mainly the consistency that we said earlier. That's one of the issues for me. Football
if Aubameyang gets put on Johnny Evans, for example, and gets a yellow card, then they want to see the same in
exactly.
In
there's a lot of opinions and there's so many eyes on the game. But yeah, I mean, for me, you talk to one person, that's a red and that's not, and then the other person's gonna have a different view. But for me, I just want to see consistency across the board in it. But in the end of the day, big win for West Ham.
And I don't think it affected the result. West Ham
were a better team. Definitely deserved it. West Ham now 11 points in Man City. Best start to the season in 35 years. David Moyes, you're doing your thing, man. Well deserved. And I think David Moyes can be an example to Nuno, because I want to be real. I don't think Nuno's a bad manager. Nuno, he's done a great job at Wolves, built his reputation up, and it's absolutely been trashed by the Spurs job. But if you look at it, David Moyes was in the same position. The Man United job trashed his reputation because he went there off the back of Everton, where he was held in very high esteem, right? So from there, he had to rebuild. But what Moyes is an example of is the fact that if you're a good manager, you'll come back again. You know what I'm saying? So Nuno can come back again, and I'm sure he will. But big up David Moyes and West Ham. Yeah. Let's move though. The next game we'll look at is Burnley-Brentford. Now this is Burnley's a team where
they're Burnley today.
Yeah, boy. I mean, you were talking about Burnley for a little while, and I've been talking about Brentford. But this week, this game here was your thing, because Burnley come out.
I did feel for Burnley a bit, but as you said, man, they can just turn it up, and I think I don't know what happened to them, because the whole revelation of Cornet being there, sometimes they can turn to this balling team where they can do one-touch football. Like
I think Cornet's just shifted the whole thing, because I look at Burnley.
He's playing up front as well with these.
I'm seeing Mandem linking up with him. Yeah. Like Neil and Wood, they're linking up on top of him. And before, I looked at Burnley as a knock it up to Wood, hold it up. But now I'm seeing Cornet in there.
Yeah.
They're all linking up. Bro, that performance there, I've got to get. And I was saying Burnley could go this season. Yeah. Cornet could be the difference, because I've seen Burnley playing football that I've never seen before. I've not seen Burnley play that brand of football. For me, Maxwell Cornet's been a revelation, and I think he's going to bring the best out of players around him. Chris Wood getting on the score sheet as well.
I think it was important that they won, but they won comfortably, because I think they needed goals in it. That was the issue for us. They weren't scoring the goals that Ashley Barnes and Chris Wood was scoring previously. Like, even though they were getting 8, 10 each, it's still a lot to put it together. When you're not scoring them 8, 10 each, pressure's on. But no, man, Burnley seem to come back to, they look in a way where they're going to survive once again. Whereas before, even me, I was like, you know, even though we're 9 games in, we're like, are you going to do it or not? But nah, man, if they can keep doing their thing, then they'll be safe again.
I've got to give it to you, because obviously I was anti-Burnley before this, but I saw the performance and I was like, bro, they've got something in there. Like, they've shown me something I've not seen, an element I've not seen, which is Burnley playing ball. Which is mad. Mad thing. No. Brentford.
They looked lost, you know.
Yeah.
They looked lost against Burnley. They couldn't hack it.
Nah, they couldn't hack it.
And this is my fear with these newly promoted teams, that when you can't hack it, what's your go-to?
Experience plays a big part, doesn't it?
And I think you've had your 8-game hype, 9-game hype.
Yeah.
But when you're going down to Burnley now, or you're going up to Burnley,
it's like a slick boxer that's never been 12 rounds, innit? And then you get to deep waters and you don't know how to act. I hear that. I do hear that.
What, AJ, what?
Yo, if I speak. Well, the AJ's come back on a gully thing.
Mine's another man's gully thing.
Godos though, the finish, you see the great finish there still.
It don't matter.
And also, Brentford, I mean, they dominated the ball. They had 68% possession in this game as well. But
you know Burnley are happy to not play with the ball though.
Yeah, for real.
So if you could defensively be strong and still go score against 3 goals, bro, fuck the possession stats.
Do you know what? I look at this game and I think to myself, if Burnley can keep that level of performance, I may go back on my word. But for now, I've got to see more of that from Burnley, because that for me was out of the ordinary for Burnley. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was a bit, and I look at it and I think if this fixture was reversed and they play this game at Brentford, I can't see that happening in my opinion.
But you know what? The first time I see Brentford look Championship.
Yeah.
Look, championship.
Yeah, they didn't. They didn't really deal with anything at all.
No, that's what I'm saying. They didn't deal with like what they didn't deal with anything.
Yeah.
They look championship, and for me that might become because they haven't got that depth to be able to swap and change.
Mind you, if Ivan Toney starts slapping, and if he needs to, because he's in the fantasy team.
He's got 1 week left before I'm taking him out. He's got Norwich next weekend. If he ain't scoring, he's out.
I'm not gonna lie. Lukaku's had 2 weeks in the team. He's been injured, so Ivan Toney, you got a chance with me, boy. But but big win for Burnley. I think the important thing for them was the win, but the performance was definitely a bonus. So if they can replicate that in weeks to come, then I'm gonna have to go back on my talk. Talking of Championship though, next game Norwich Leeds. This is now
1 team or 2.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Looked like a basement battle game to begin with. To be honest with you, I mean Norwich lost it 2-1, but I saw the most promising signs I've seen from Norwich all season in terms of like, I don't know, they kept it tight. You know what I mean? They looked like they were kind of threatening. And
you know what it is though? When you're Norwich at 20th and you see Leeds at 18, it's probably the team you want to play in it. You want to see their fixtures. You want to see Newcastle.
It's a 6 point in that relegation battle.
But you still lost though. Like no matter what, you still lost, and I still
lost.
What you don't want, is your goalkeeper or anyone making mistakes leading the goals. That's what you don't need. Bro, that's what you don't need. You just don't need that. You can't have it.
And Tim Krul's been a loyal servant to them as well, but you can't really. I mean, Rafinha looked like he was up for it.
He is the St. Maximan
of Leeds. 100%.
Like the quality he's showing. I said to you before, my biggest thing with him was not scoring enough goals, but he scored goals this season as well. Yeah. He must have already scored more goals than he did last year.
Yeah.
Like definitely. I think he scored 4 last year in the Premier League. He must be on 4 now. 4 or 5.
If he is, he's definitely going to exceed this season.
Yeah. If he stays fit,
he was a problem. I think they had Norwich had a young guy, Omar Bamidele,
the guy scored
left back. Yeah. And to be fair, do you know what, they were getting onto him at half time, but I thought, you know what, he held his own because he was up against a Rafinha that was on job. He scored a goal, obviously a few times out because he looked a bit tired at times, but marking Rafinha is not easy for the best of defenders, never mind a new boy coming in.
Let alone it's not under 23s football.
Do you know what I'm saying? I thought he did alright. Tim Krul, you know what I mean, the one game that you're in, it's like, bro, like, come on man, do something. But I think, we know with Norwich, the writing's on the wall. Leeds needed the 3 points, they got it. It's can you kick on from that? That's the question. So, be interesting to see. Very, very interesting to see. But Leeds come out on top in the basement battle. Last game I want to look at is Watford-Southampton. Now, Watford coming off the back of a flipping
5 goals.
Yeah.
Or they conceded 5 goals. So I was expecting.
This ain't even the last game, to be fair.
I was expecting goals in this game, you know. I was thinking conceded 5 the week before, scored 5 last week.
Yeah.
Where's the goals then? And this is my problem with the whole Watford thing, and I still think they'll get relegated, is the fact that these are the games you need to be getting points, if not winning. Like you're alright to do it against Everton, who's not in form, cool. But I need to see more.
Yeah.
More. And you need consistency.
100%.
Because that knocks you down now after, so many weeks of trying to build. It knocks you back a few steps.
Yeah. I think, to be fair, with Watford, at the minute, they're going to be quite up and down because the manager's new. So he's getting across his ideas and it's going to take him a while to implement that. I think the game against Everton was it's an anomaly. Like that, it's not going to happen every week. We saw them concede 5 one week, score 5 the next week. For me, they're going to be up and down for a few weeks up until the manager had time to really embed his tactics. I think if I look at it, this game, I look at Southampton, I think to myself, they're a team now, they've had their manager for a little while now.
Yeah.
I expect them to do alright. Che Adams up top. I mean, Armstrong, he missed the hatful. Yeah. Even Che Adams though, he scored a very good goal. Brilliant finish, top bins. But he missed a few easier chances. Yeah, so I think for Watford, this game here, it doesn't really mean too much. I think they would have been looking at this game as a game they could win, but there's no disgrace in losing it. And I think the more time Ranieri has, the more chance they've got of winning games like these.
There's no disgrace, but there's also opportunity.
Yeah.
And I think you failed at that hurdle for me personally because
Yeah.
As I said, like you need to win those games if you're going to stay up, and that's that, innit?
Yeah, 100%.
Don't know. I was not impressed by the game. The quality of the game as such. Like, it was missing a bit, but I do like Southampton. You know, I had a little soft spot at Southampton last year.
Hassan Hootle and that. Yeah.
Yeah, I do like Southampton.
Yeah.
They got some quality in there still.
100%. I mean, yeah. You know what? Obviously, we know what for the relegation battle. Southampton. I think they're in for another mid-table finish. Last game we'll look at is Wolves Everton. Now, Wolves 2, Everton 1. Boy, this game for me, I'm looking at Wolves, new manager. I think, you know what, they're starting to find their feet under this new gaffer now. The performances now, the level's been there. They had a few, I mean, they played Man United at home and they should have slapped them. They lost that game. One thing I find interesting is Adama Traore not even getting off the bench in this game.
Yeah.
He's not started the last couple. Been interesting.
My man's had time to settle in now. He's settled in. It's important to give managers time to be able to do so. I like the fact that they understood where they were at with the Portuguese man, and they got a lot of Portuguese guys in, so they can cut the barriers where the problems that could potentially happen. And to be honest, they're playing very good football again.
Yeah.
They're out to try to beat teams. They got an info on Jimenez. Personally, I thought he was never going to reach the standards, but you saw from his finishes, the way he linked up the play, he's back. And for me, that was always going to be key in terms of Wolves' performance, positioning at the end of the year, dead pen. But like, if they can keep it fit, they're going to be a real problem. If they can't, I've really struggled in terms of where Wolves are going to end up. I don't think they'll get relegated. I know Panna's shout was watch Wolves.
Yeah.
For me, it was never watch Wolves.
Can't see that, yeah.
Because of the quality that they have, but like, they have some ballers around the pit park still. Still ballers.
Big Wang in there.
I know Wang Hee-chan. Yeah. I mean, so for me, they've got ballers. Like, they just need to be able to keep. They've not got depth in those ballers. So when they do have to replace them, like.
But you say that, but we're looking at Adama Traore doesn't even get off the bench.
Yeah, but I'm saying
Fabio Silva come on in the 88th
Traore's not a baller, bro.
Yeah,
he's an athlete. He's not a baller.
He's
an athlete.
Nah, I hear you.
Listen, if I lick 1 in 100 shots here, I could do the on-read thing against United, fam. So I'm saying that's Alma Traore. Like,
you know
what I'm saying? I could do the banger. Give me one chance here, and I'm on it in the game. Give me 100 of those, I'm gonna get one. That's Alma Traore.
Let's speak on Jimenez though. He's talking about Jimenez.
Baller.
The finish.
Baller.
Great composure. I think since he got that first goal at Southampton, he's looking back to himself.
Yeah.
He's looking.
Because the link-up play was there.
It's there. Yeah, there. He, you know what? He's actually a quality striker. That finish to me. Poor from what's his name?
Not Holgate. Godfrey.
Yeah. Poor from Godfrey, but fantastic from Jimenez.
But the dink, man.
Yeah, I think if we look at Everton, Benitez, is he under some pressure? Because obviously he's already got that pressure from being a Liverpool manager previously. And then I look at it and think, right, okay, the honeymoon period seems to have worn off. They're now sort of struggling a bit. Obviously injuries have hampered them.
Yeah, Benitez is well established. He's a good manager, man.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Everton can get better than that. You got the Ancelotti thing.
Yeah.
You now Benitez, give my man time to do so. Like, you don't go anywhere after that. And I think they must know that.
Yeah.
So I think, for me, give him time, because performance will come back. You're in a bad bit of form, but you've still got some quality there. You've had some issues at the club that probably doesn't help. Prefer not to speak it.
But Iwobi scored. For me, I look at Iwobi, and when I see him play, I'm like, I just don't know. I expected more from him. Like, it's a bit sad.
I'll be real with you, That was the best Arsenal business he's done in 20 years.
Oh, yeah,
20 years. In fact, my lifetime.
Yeah.
We've not done any better business than that. In fact, have we done it?
I mean, we got 40 mil for Chamberlain, who was at the end of his contract.
No.
But still.
Oxlade Chamberlain had quality, though. I've never seen it. I've never understood.
Do you know? I don't know. With Iwobi, I just don't know.
I never expected.
When I look at Iwobi, I just don't know what position he plays. Even after all this time now, I look at him and think, is he a cam, is he a winger? Nah, he's younger than that. I think he might be like 26 or something. But yeah. Is he a cam, winger? Yeah, I mean, what position does he play? Like, I don't know.
I still don't even know what foot he is.
He's right, innit? But
I don't even know that.
But I look at him now, I think, you've gone Everton, you've been there a while now.
2 years.
You should be bad in it. Fam, you're getting booed when you're coming off of flipping Gordon. I know he's local and that, but bro, you should be setting levels there now. Like, I don't know.
But I thought that was the best business we've done for 20 years, though. We've not done any better business than that. In fact, I can't say 20 years because we bought Henri in 20 years. But 10 years, definitely.
I don't know if we bought Henri in 20 years. Henri come in...
That made me 8. Yeah, 1999. So 20 years.
We're in 21, fam.
Yeah, we're in 29, fam.
What?
2029, it was 20 years. If we bought him in 1999,
Yeah.
10 years would be 2009, 20 years would be 2029.
19.
2019. Yeah.
Man said that on camera like with chest.
I said it was
Man said 2029. Woo! 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 You right, brother?
One brandy.
Man's been sipping the Magnum too.
Nah.
Yo! Did anyone hear the math there?
One brandy, one
My man
Magnum
was
finished.
talking. You know what? Even had me thinking. Man said 2020. I'm thinking 2029. What?
Yeah, it's like 2009. Oh,
shit. No,
shit. Well, nah, I think they're way from 2 drinks.
Nah, but
yeah, I bet. Yeah, 20 years there, maybe. 20 years.
best. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I want to say
quick
more
maths.
from Iwobi. I look at him, the last couple of games he's been playing because they've got injury crisis, and he's not done anything to stake his claim. I mean, he scored, yeah, good instinctive finish with that.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man, I don't know. I look at
Do
him.
you know what it is though, yeah?
And if he leaves Everton, where does he go now?
Because of Sigurdsson, yeah, he was a Donny that took pens, took free kicks. So he was a guy that could change a game just from dead ball situations.
Yeah.
And if he don't have that anymore, like he got injuries, he got Digne or whatever, who takes free kicks as well. But Sigurdsson was the guy, innit? He was the guy that you bring on and you know it's reliable.
Yeah.
Obviously with the situation, can't talk too much on that, we don't know. But I think for me it has a big impact.
Yep.
It has a massive impact in terms of the squad, in terms of where do we look for winners now, because Calvert Lewin's out, there's no winner there.
Yeah.
You know,
Richarlison's back. Yeah,
but do you know what? Richarlison plays well when everyone around plays well.
Yeah, as I say,
He
Richarlison's
doesn't
about
just
to
pick a
man
team.
He's not really, yeah.
He doesn't carry. He will never score solo goal for
I
me.
think the Doucouré, like we said,
Again, bro.
Yeah.
It's mad.
They're missing the Mandem.
Missing.
But that's why I say Everton with Benitez, you got to stick with him. He's got Mandem to come back, and he's the best man right now for the job.
Benitez.
Let's move though. So what? Let me get your player of the week for this week.
Okay, no. Player.
And if what you're thinking,
Yeah, you go.
let me jump in.
You jump, man.
My one, and it's not even a player still, it's a gaffer, and I'm gonna get it to Patrick Viera still.
Yeah.
I think, you know what, you go to the Etihad, yeah, with Palace, and you beat them 2-0. And we're talking about them being down to 10 men, but you were the better side. You were 1-0 up before they went down to 10 men. I think Viera's my guy. Obviously, Solskjaer winning El SACKico, it's not worthy of player of the week, but we've called him Donkey for so long, your job becomes on the line, you win. I've got to look at, well, in fact, I spoke soon, because Aaron Ramsdale, my guy, actually had the performance of a lifetime. I'm looking at Ramsdale, right, maybe I spoke a bit early still. Ramsdale, Declan Rice had a great performance. Do you know what? Nah,
This guy said I'm ready, yeah?
Nah.
Cut me off, Faze, I'm
Well,
ready.
you know, it bought enough time for you to be ready.
I'm ready.
Well, yeah, you know what? Ramsdale, Viera. I'm going to go Viera because that's big. But big shout out to my guy Ramsdale still. Big
I'm
man.
going to switch it up because Ramsdale, look, big up him. I agree, and there's some other good performance out there. I was going to think of Brighton in terms of Graham Potter. But I'm going to go with a quite simple one. I'm going to go with Reece James. Reece James got a double on the weekend.
To be fair.
And he's picking up goals now, man.
Yeah, he's scoring goals.
Like, he's the most consistent, for me, top performer in the position he plays. And I love Trent, yeah. I do love Trent. But at the moment, I think Reece James picks it for me. If he can add goals to...
You're talking England or just in general?
In general at the moment, bro.
Okay.
In general.
Okay,
He's
yeah.
pipping it at the moment.
At the moment, yes. That's an argument to be had.
I think Liverpool being carried by Mo Salah,
Yeah.
and that's cool. Like, don't go on this other bits around it, but Mo Salah's been carrying them.
Yeah.
If he doesn't score, they don't win.
Yeah.
But Reece James, in terms of consistency now and the strength he has at defending as well, I just think
Do you know
he
what?
deserves it, man.
Nah, I hear you. And Reece James actually deserves a shout out for me because, 2 goals from fullback and he's been putting in the performances. Nah, big up Reece James for real. That's a great shot actually. Great shot. I actually forgot about Reece James.
Yeah.
Boy, Donkey.
Simple one for me, man.
Go on.
Nuno.
Yeah, well, yeah, that was the one, yeah.
Nuno. That's it,
Nuno,
man.
Donkey. We can
Krul was second, close second.
Krul, close second.
But
yeah.
Nuno's a donkey, bro. You're done.
Yeah.
You're done at
You're done at it. You're done at it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, mine. Wait. Obviously, Nuno was the one still.
Krul was up there, 100.
Krul, Pep could be up there this week. Got done up. Graham Jones, Newcastle.
Yeah, I don't know if you're going to do much on them.
I know. You know what? My donkey, I'm going to get to Tim Krul. You needed to get a result from this game based on battle and that, and you're doing up madness. You're normally Mr. Reliable. I'm going to go Tim Krul. Donkey of the week still.
Cool, man, you're cool.
Donkey of the week. But, same way, Klopp dropped points at home and that,
Yeah, it's not the same, though, man.
it
doesn't affect him the same way, man. Like, for me, you take a point out of that game. It's a different story, the confidence wise.
Honorable mention to Nuno has already got the nomination still because, that Bergwijn for Mora was a bit of a mazza still.
Yeah.
But let's wrap this one up still. Box it up. That's another one down. You know the drill already. The YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe, like it up, share it up when this goes live, And remember to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend. We out.
Tell them.